Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 506. Happy Thursday. Snow is flying here in Wisconsin. It's 8:20. I'm late. I'm over an hour late. I shut off my alarm. I was tired, so I slept in. So that's why I'm late. The snow is falling. We're supposed to get 2 to 4 inches today, which sucks. The days are getting longer. I'm enjoying that. And then it's like the snow melted. I'm actually dealing with some seasonal sinus allergy stuff, which happens every time this year because of Midwest weather. It goes from 50 degrees one day to 5 the next, to 40 the next, to 0 the next. And all of that weather changes makes my head and my allergies and sinuses, whatever, it affects me greatly. It actually, I think it's been worse since I've moved here. And I've always dealt, like, I remember the first time I dealt with like allergies that I can remember was like 4th or 5th grade. And so it was really bad in like May of that year, which was the year of the Olympics. In 5th grade, you do, in 5th grade at our school, we did a big Olympics, and we had like the last week of school of the Olympics years, the Summer Olympics years. So this was 92 Barcelona. We would have like a whole week of nothing but Olympics. And we each had, I was team, I think Sweden, which I am parts like 25% Swedish. So we were team Sweden, and, I don't think we fared very well in the Olympics, but, and I remember, you know, it's all outside, and it's that time where the flowers are popping and there's pollen everywhere. And I was miserable the entire week of our 5th grade Olympics. So it happens. That's the one I remember the most, but it happens every year in the spring, especially when the weather fluctuates so greatly. We had 50 degrees just the other day. Now we're going to get 4 inches of snow. We had ice, not yesterday, but 2 days ago. Tuesday, we had an ice storm, which basically we were homebound. Hopefully this weather moves in and out, and we have a good, so far the forecast is looking good for most of Friday and in all of Saturday, Sunday. The Big Madison Card Show this Saturday, Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive. I'm at 106 confirmed tables. I have capacity for 110. I actually got a message early this morning or late last night, another 2 tables. So haven't confirmed it, but probably at 108 tables after I get back to this person. So it's going to be a great show. 2 floors, 2 ballrooms, and the mezzanine upstairs. Brian, what's up? Good morning. Were you late because you had to shovel all those cards in? No, I haven't. So I bought another 500 pounds of cards. I've not picked them up. Diego, 500 pounds. What's up, Diego? Good morning, Shaw Cards. What's up, Zach? Uncle Rich, good morning. So yeah, I bought some more cards. Great timing too, because my wife's leaving for Florida on Saturday. Her mom, my mother-in-law, has a home down there. And I have more of a reason to like, my mother-in-law's home is in Boca Raton. And it's like Snowbird City. And for, you know, if you're not of retirement age or you don't golf, it kind of sucks. Yeah, it's warm, it's nice, but there's not much to do. So whenever I used to go when my wife and I started dating and we first got married, you know, the first few years, we would go down, but we would stay in Boca for a couple days, and then we'd go to Key West or we'd go to Sanibel Island. We'd, you know, do a lot of day trips because Boca's, you know, it's boring. And I don't golf. I went when my father-in-law was still with us. He took me to the driving range. Actually, did help my swing. Like when the first couple hacks I took, I couldn't even hit the ball off the tee, and he helped me out with my swing. And I was not crushing, but for me, it was crushing the golf ball. So now it's like, well, SGC's in Boca, and Loop, the card shop, is in Miami. It's like, man, I could make this a business trip and go check these places out. But she goes to Florida, and then I'll go to Arizona, and then we'll do a dual vacation later on. So it's like, hey, I'm not gonna be watching Netflix at night. I'll be sorting baseball cards because I found another 500 pounds from Goodwill. What's up, Ken? Good morning. I like this time. Uh, not early for Ken. Henry, good morning to you. Frank Thomas, no name. Yeah, what am I looking for this time? I found a Mike Trout 2011 update in the last Goodwill bulk buy. I'm not holding my breath for another one. We could visit each other. My in-laws live in Tampa. What's up, Dan? Dan, it's awful late for you. It's good time for Ken, and it's late for Dan. I'm sure George is snoozing right now because it's really late over there. So yeah, so I and so the first, so a little history behind my 500 pounds of baseball cards from Goodwill. So the first one happened just a month ago. I'm shocked that they had another pallet of baseball cards from donations this quickly, because I just picked it up a month ago. I have work but no classes. Oh, nice. So I actually, Ken, with the assist on the previous purchase, somebody had tweeted out the link to this pallet of baseball cards, and so Ken replied and tagged me and said, "Hey, this is in your town." And so I clicked the link. Sure enough, it's a local pickup right here. Holy cow! I took a look at the pictures. I'm like, "Hey, this is price is right." Boom, click buy. I had to wait because it was super cold. We had like 30 below wind chills the week that I bought it. So I waited until it warmed up to like 20 degrees above zero. And so went and picked them up. Like right off the bat, I was finding some really cool stuff. A lot of $10 cards, some $20 cards, even a couple $40 cards. And then, of course, the Trout rookie. And then the story, you can go to my YouTube channel. I found the Trout rookie, and then I found out something bummer about the Trout rookie. So I checked back like a week later. I'm like, oh, what else do they have? Not much, which I was expecting it'd be at least a few months before they had another pallet of baseball cards. So before I get to how I found this, Ken says you'll probably find 100 Wander rookies in this one. My Goodwill stopped selling cards, and a lot of them online, or 100 Julio Francos. Probably better odds that there's going to be 100 Julio Francos in here. So my local Goodwills, apparently they stopped selling them in the store. I never find cards inside the stores. I've had to find these online in these bulk lots. I think they'd rather get rid of them in one big sale than just to have them in those baggies. So I found this one. I was just taking a break. I was scrolling through Facebook, and one of the Chicago Cubs Facebook groups I'm in, somebody had a link to a bobblehead auction, and I think it was local pickup, and it was actually in Minnesota. And I'm like looking, I'm like, is this worth a drive? And I don't know. I'm sure it was probably Twin Cities area. But it's like, is it worth a 3-hour drive for some bobbleheads? And a few of them I have, and it's like, I'm not really a bobblehead guy. So I'm just like, eh. So I went to my local Goodwill, and I'm like, I wonder if they have anything. And I searched cards, and they had like a pile of 1957 Topps cards for like $100, and there were like 12 commons. It was about $15 worth of cards. And you'll get that a lot. There's a BCCG Leaf CD Lamb, and for like $15. And it's like, you'll get a lot of that. But then all of a sudden, boom, there it was. 500, I think it's like 518 pounds or 528 pounds. By the way, they do sell these. They have a price per pound on these, and I'll have to do the math because the previous, I'll have to go back and look at my history. But this one was, I think, $429 plus tax. The previous one, I think, was $400 plus tax. But it's also, this one was like 20 pounds more. So let's see, 500 pounds, $400. So it's about what, 80 cents a pound, 90 cents a pound. So this one was a little bit more, but it's also a little bit heavy, about 20 pounds heavier. I think it's 518 pounds was this lot. The previous was, I think, 498 pounds. And then the Gaylord weighs like 20 pounds or 50 pounds maybe. Typically pallets weigh between 40 and 60 pounds. And this is a Gaylord, so it's right probably on the higher side. So I went through and I basically bought it before I even looked at the pictures because, well, I have a good track record. I'm already in the positive, even without selling the Mike Trout. I've made my money back on the first one. So click, buy, boom. Then I went back to look at the pictures and I saw, like, right off the bat, there was a book, an auto booklet and it was a Vikings player. And I'm like, oh, wow, an auto booklet. And then, wah, wah, it was Christian Ponder. So I'm going to have a Christian Ponder auto relic booklet. That was in there on the top. There was a couple Tom Brady cards. I don't know much about football cards from looking at the fronts, so I'll have to go back and once I get it, do the comps and everything. But there was, right underneath one of the Tom Brady's, I saw an Eddie Murray rookie card poking out. Now, the Eddie Murray rookie card has also been reprinted. I think 2011 Topps, they did was that the 60th anniversary? And so I looked, and I was messaging with Ken and Jenny, and it looked real. It doesn't look like the 2011 reprint. It actually looks like the old 78 Topps cardboard. So hopefully that is the case. Kind of hard to see, but there were two different pictures. One was better, that you got a better look at one picture than the other. So that's a good one. A couple Brady's. What else was there? Was the 88 Donruss Baseball's Best. It looked like it was still sealed. So that's, I acquired one of those at one of my card shows. One of my dealers brought over a bunch of junk wax, unopened stuff. And he's like, do you want this? And I'm like, no. And he said, I'll give it to you cheap. And I'm like, well, what's cheap? I really don't want it. I don't want it. Even for cheap, I don't want it. Cause I'm not going to make any money on it. He's like, how about $30? And I'm like, oh, $30. I'll do $30. Cause it was, I think, 6 boxes, and a couple boxes I sold for $30. So I did okay on that. I'm like, okay. One of which that I just set on the side to break out. So I broke out I think the 88 top, there was an 88 Topps complete set, the 88 Donruss Baseball's Best. And then the wax boxes I actually sold on eBay. There was a 91, I think it was 91 Bowman football rack packs, a box, and then a couple of Leaf baseball boxes, and those sold like for 40 or 50 bucks on eBay each. So I'm glad I bought that. I'm glad I got a good price on it. Glad I bought it. Which, by the way, is that's something I found within the last week. Hosting this card show is giving me leads on potential collections. I had somebody reach out to me last week that saw the Madison Card Show ad on Facebook, reached out to me. Father-in-law passed away, has a big collection they don't know what to do with. And I said, well, I can help steer you in the right direction. Where does my mind go immediately when these types of contacts reach out? It's a big box of 89 Topps. It's a bunch of junk wax. That's immediately where my mind goes. Oh, it's a bunch of old cards. Well, 30 plus years is getting up there. And in fact, I think on Goodwill's website, they're vintage basketball cards, and it's 91, 92 Upper Deck. So, we're in that phase where it's like, oh, they're really old. They're from the 80s. So that's what I was expecting. But it's like a father-in-law, and this person probably around my age. So father-in-law probably 60s, 70s of age. So it's like, or it could be older stuff. So that could be interesting. Guess what? It was neither. So I said, I can probably steer you in the right direction and give you some advice. But I'll need to see some pictures just to know where to start. Send some pictures. It's all like new stuff. and some old stuff mixed in. But I mean, it's good. Like Walter Payton rookie card, Dan Marino rookie card, Kobe Bryant's, some Michael Jordan 90s inserts, like some really good stuff. So I responded and I said, you have a really nice collection there. So I pointed out some of the cards, and there was also like a Patrick Mahomes relic, like a rookie, might have been a rookie relic. And I said, here's the best way to go. Look at eBay sold. Make sure it's sold, because that'll give you a more accurate, idea of what the cards are worth, at, basically retail price. So I said some of the grades, there was a Jeter SP rookie in a BVG. I think it was 8.5. I said that's gonna get you a few $100. But some of the slabs were like BCCG or worse, like the basement ones that you've never heard of. I said those are basically, if you're looking at comps on those, basically look at raw. If they were not graded, because there's just no value in those slabs. So sent off, and then she sent me, and I said, full disclosure, I do this full time. So I'm not a collector. I am, I would be interested in buying this collection. If you come up with a price, make sure to take time, look at the comps, come up with a price. I am looking to buy this to resell, buying in bulk and piecing out. That's what I do. So they are interested in selling it. They are going to take some additional time because they found some early Topps Finest refractors, which get you a lot of money. I'm like, okay. And then I said, by the way, look out for, because the collection had, Kobe Bryant's, LeBron James, Michael Jordan 90s inserts. I'm like, if there's any precious metal gems, this 8.5 Kobe Bryant just sold for $2 million at auction over the weekend. So, those are rare, but you never know. With this type of collection, you don't know. So I sent that email off yesterday. I had a phone call from someone yesterday. This is probably the second reach out. The phone call I took yesterday probably is a case of where it's just a bunch of junk wax. Because what happened was this person bought a house, and there was a bunch of baseball cards left over. They were probably left there for a reason, because they were, 1991 Fleer Commons. So, I said, she's like, well, we're looking to sell. And I said, if you're looking to just sell them all, the best option would be just to put them on Facebook Marketplace. Depending on what you have. And I kind of gave, if it's unopened packs, they're going to garner a little more money. But if it's like an unopened set, not going to get much, not even worth shipping to sell on eBay or anywhere online. So those are, some of the locals. So it's actually been fun talking to people who have discovered collections, helping them, try to either sell or give them an idea of pricing. So let's see. Jenny says, hey, all, we'll watch this one on replay. Heading to the card shop. Awesome. Have fun. Give me a price on the Ponder booklet. I'll buy it for the right price to add to my nephew's collection. I plan to give him when he's 5. Will do. Ken says, when I die and my wife has to sell off my collection, I can only imagine the disappointment when someone looks through. Yeah. But yeah, it's one of those where it's like, it could go one way or the other. Your significant other or whoever's left behind can be like, oh, they've got so many baseball cards. And then it's like, oh, they've got so many 1990 Fleers. But on the other end, it's like, well, they told me they spent this much, and they actually spent a lot more. It's like, oh, wow, this this old tobacco card is worth a lot more than what I thought. Rich says, I actually got a collection left behind at a house which was donated to our synagogue's card show. Very cool. Let's see, looking at 1 to 2 synagogue card shows per year. So we got that junk wax stuff, and that synagogue brotherhood got about $600. Very cool. Very cool. So my plan for the 500 pounds of trading cards is to pick it up next week. And here it is. This was the same. It was like almost a month to the day when I purchased the first Goodwill bulk lot, because uh, I arranged pickup the week of my card show, the last week in January. And I was like, yeah, I'm like, oh, I want to go pick it up now, but that means I'll have to, uh, because I'm like, I don't want to get it all mixed up as I'm preparing for the card show, and especially this month. It's, last month it was like, I'm adding tables in the mezzanine. Well, there was like 8 tables out in the mezzanine. Now there's 10 tables now in the mezzanine, another 30 downstairs. So it's a little more work than last month's show. So I'm just gonna say I'll pick it up Monday morning. That way I'll have a fresh week. I'll unload my card show inventory from my car on Sunday, and then make room in my rec room. Crap, the cleaners come on Monday. I'll have to pick them up Monday afternoon. So I'll pick them up. And I think that's what happened last time. The cleaners came on Monday, so I had to wait until the afternoon until they were finished, because I was just going to bring them. But that also works because it gives me 2 weeks to get everything sorted, and then the room cleared out for the next time the cleaners come in 2 weeks. So that's the plan. Monday afternoon, I'll go pick up the 500 pounds of trading cards from Goodwill. Look, it's just fun because it's like a treasure hunt. It's a treasure hunt, and I'm still listing. I put up another 150 cards yesterday from my from the other Goodwill purchase, and I still have, out of a 4-row box, I think I've listed now 2 rows of the 4-item filled. So I'm still working through that. Sales on eBay have been really, really good the last couple of weeks now. Pretty steady. Sunday was actually, and I don't know if it was in chat yesterday, Jenny mentioned, or I think it was Ken mentioned, his Sunday, the store opened up, the eBay store was open. My Sunday I had a good Sunday, but it was the lowest sales amount for the week for me. It was still decent, but not to the level of the other days. Zach says, I bought that Frank Tombstone from you, buying up your Goodwill inventory. Awesome. So today, depending on the weather, I saw a Facebook post this morning that Aew Hanger Boxes are now being put on shelves. So unfortunately, because I'm in an AEW wrestling group on Facebook. Somebody said, hey, the hanger boxes are now in the wild. They're stocking at Walmart's. Look out this week. One person said there was a line. People must have known there was a line at Walmart, and they don't. This sucks for whoever this. So even during the rush of Targets and Walmart's at retail last year, like when it was crazy, where people were camping out for cards. We had before they started putting in, like, you can only buy one of each, or you can buy one thing. Before that, it was basically just, it was up to your own discretion. If you were first in line, you could buy them all, or you could share. Every time I was, at the store when it was being stocked, everybody shared, and I wasn't there every week, but from people I talked to, they're like, yeah, everybody's been really cool. And everybody, sometimes the one time I was in line, I was like 12th in line. And the first couple guys started like handing boxes back. Like, we have good collectors, even if they're flippers. We have good guys and gals here in Madison. So that's really good. Now, just down the road, you saw the story in Milwaukee, and that's kind of what set in motion Target limiting purchases, and that's when things kind of, tighter restrictions on what you could buy as far as retail. But here locally, our collectors and even our flippers and investors, whatever you want to call them, have been very courteous to other collectors and flippers. But on the AEW, and this was on the East Coast, for the AEW, one person was in line. There was a big line. People were all looking for the AEW boxes, and the first person in line took them all, did not share, took every single one of them. That sucks. I'm sorry. That sucks. Like, hey, I want to open, if there were 10 boxes on the shelf, I would buy all 10. But if there's 10 people or 8 people behind me, I'm going to take one and pass the rest down because that's an a-hole move. That's an a-hole move. Like, yeah, I want to open 10, but if there's 9 people behind me that want to open them too, I'm going to give them an opportunity. And I'd also want to make sure each person, the next person doesn't. I'd want to police it myself. Like, I'll take all 10, but I'm going to personally hand them out because I might not trust the person behind me, and I give him 9 boxes, and then he goes to the cash register. So I that's how I would handle it. So, and then somebody else, and I think it was actually Jason Martin, said that he saw them, but he wasn't able to get any. So I don't know if that means he just saw pictures or if he was actually in the store and saw them on the shelf, but he was in line and they took them in front of him. So if the weather's okay, I may make my Walmart runs today because Walmart's around here. It's been hit or miss on Thursdays, but last week they didn't stock on Thursday. But I'm gonna go check it out if the roads aren't crap, because we are supposed to get 2 to 4 inches of snow today. It's snowing right now, so we will see. So that's about all I had for today. Just wanted to share my second Goodwill collection. So I'll probably document that much like I did the first one, in a similar way. Just kind of do some quick hitters videos. I do want to get to a vintage break today. I'll post one up this afternoon. The ET because that was got runner up in the chat last time. So I opened Spider-Man 2. So we'll get another vintage breaks done. We'll do an ET pack. And by the way, speaking of vintage breaks, coming up Saturday at the card show, one of my dealers who I bought, I picked up the Charlie's Angels and some of the other packs from him. He found The Simpsons from 90 Tops and Howard the Duck. So he's going to bring those on Saturday. So those are going to be, I'll be ripping into those quickly. So I'll put those breaks up next week as well. Zach says, Porter and I getting some 3,200 count boxes so we can do more sorting and organizing. I love that. Isn't that like when you get a fresh, brand new 4-row box and you can sort, be more organized? I love that. And I say that, be more organized, and look behind me. We use Columbia Hobby and they shipped out fast. Columbia Hobby's great. I do buy a lot from them. I do have an account with BCW, but some of their stuff is backed out, and in Columbia Hobby is in stock. So I buy my penny sleeves from Columbia Hobby. Bought my card savers from BCW. Bought some storage boxes from BCW. Their boxes aren't as delayed, so that's kind of how I've handled it. Also today, I'm going to be talking with Ty from Bench Clear Media. I'm looking forward to that. We're going to chat this afternoon. So that'll be on Bench Clear Media at some point. Going to talk about my transition into going full time in the hobby. So going to have some fun with that. I love the Mike and Ty from Bench Clear Media. They have amazing content. Like, their content is among my probably it's become very quickly my favorite content, hobby content on YouTube, because they put a lot of content out like daily, and it's really helpful, and it's awesome stuff. So I'm really looking forward to talking with Ty. Low Roller, good morning to you. Stock market and cryptocurrency crashing. Yeah, Russia started invading Ukraine last night. You think sports cards prices will crash due to that? I don't know if there's probably going to be, there will likely be a trickle down. So I guess, yes, you can say it's directly correlated to what's going on. But we'll see. We'll see how, what happens. Hopefully it doesn't accelerate any further than what it has. But yeah, if I mean, listen, if the stock market crashes and inflation continues to rise, you're going to see an effect on sports cards, because no matter what, when you're spending more money over here, it all comes from the same pot. And if your budget let's just use, easy numbers. If your budget for gas is $1 and now you're spending $2, that you have to pull from elsewhere in your budget. And where's the first thing you're going to pull money from? It's going to be from your, disposable, dispensable, whatever discretionary income. And so it's going to be less fun money, basically. So it could very well, if it escalates. Those guys are awesome. Yes, they are. One more thing, baseball. I am really concerned with baseball. They're really far apart. Owners and players really far apart. They're going to continue to meet, but it's Thursday. The deadline is Monday. MLB says, hey, if you don't have a deal in place, the season is delayed. So they've got 2 days to work things out, or I guess 4 days, if they're going to work over the weekend. So I'm concerned that we're going to see a delay in baseball. I was optimistic for 3 months. Like, yeah, they're gonna have a deal. Nothing's gonna be done in December. Nothing's gonna be done the first 2 weeks of January because they're coming off the holiday. They'll get something done by the third week of January. That was wishful thinking. And then every week there was a time where it's like, I think next week's the week. Maybe next week. Maybe next week. And here we are. In the last couple of weeks, I've been less and less optimistic. In fact, I'm now I've become pessimistic over the last couple of weeks. Ken loves that racing has no strikes or lockouts. I would love that too. So I'm not looking forward to a potential delay in the season. And I still haven't I haven't booked any of my stuff to Mesa. And I said, and I continue, I'm going to go, I got to get out of here. So I'm going to go to Arizona. There's a card show the same weekend I'm going to be down there that I'm planning to be down there. There's still going to be minor league spring training. It won't be the same. So I don't know. Maybe I scale back from 7 days and just go 5 days. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see. So that's what I had for today. Thanks for tuning in. I'll try to be on time tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central. No show on Saturday because of the Madison card show. And then I'll have a full review on Sunday morning. I'll put a highlight video out on Saturday night. Will probably be later than I normally put those highlights out because my mom will be in town to assist at the show. And then I got a old college buddy who's coming up from the Chicago area. So we're going to go out for a late lunch after the show. So it'll be later Saturday night that I get that out. So Sunday will be the card show review. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Even though I was tardy, have a good Thursday, and we'll chat tomorrow.